Hi, I'm Rosemary Becchi, and I'm running for Congress in the 11th District of New Jersey. I'm very excited today. I've got Commander Barbara Kim-Hagemann with us. She is the state commander for the Veterans of Foreign Wars here in New Jersey. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I want to share with everybody a little bit about your background. Commander Kim-Hagemann is the first woman to be elected commander of the New Jersey Veterans of Foreign Wars. She served 8 years in the Army. She was deployed to Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and served in both Operation Desert Shield as well as Operation Desert Storm. After her discharge, Commander Kim-Hagemann attended the Georgian Court College and worked with the County Veterans Bureau, helping veterans navigate the complexities of the Veterans Administration. She's the first female post commander in Ocean County at the VFW Post 4703 in Jackson, New Jersey. She became the first district commander for Ocean County, and she's currently a member of the VFW Post 6063 in Toms River. So again, thank you for coming and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we want to ask you a couple questions, and the first question we want to ask is, what does Memorial Day mean to you and your fellow veterans?
It's actually very simple. We honor those and remember those who gave their ultimate sacrifice during the time to protect this country. Very simple. It's not something we celebrate, but we remember those who've fallen before us. It strictly is a symbol. I mean, I know it's become, parades, which are great, and barbecues, but people need to remember to take that moment and thank those who actually gave their ultimate sacrifice so that they could have the freedom today to do what they want to do.
Yeah. So you're the first female commander of the New Jersey VFW. What issues are most important to you, and what have you spent your time working on?
As always, my issues are veterans. I usually don't. I am the first female veteran, but I am a veteran first and foremost. So, but I am of the female gender. So I have other areas I'm a little more expertised in than on my fellow male soldiers or my brothers. My biggest thing was the homeless, that suicide, having too many suicides for our veterans. I'm specifically more aware and worried about them during this COVID-19 because there are nowhere for them to go get an outlet. And we have had already 2 suicides. And in the prevention of working with the suicide, not only how to prevent it and let people know there's an opening, that we're there to help them and feel free to call us and we'll do whatever we can for you. It also includes the families. You know, a lot of these parents are now thought they were going to have their golden years and now they're caregivers again. Wives or spouses, I should say, because the women serve, are dealing with the difficulties coming back with post-traumatic stress disorder, homelessness. They have nowhere to go. Sometimes tough love calls for throwing you out, and then where do they go? The kids have no idea what's going on with all this. They either know mommy and daddy's fighting, they're angry, they're drinking, and they need to know to look for signs to say, hey, I might be leaving for school today and something was said. I need to notify my school counselor, my neighbor, so that that child doesn't come home to find a corpse. It's a hard subject. It's difficult, but we're there and we're doing whatever we can to help. And one suicide, somebody to feel so alone and but they don't feel they have anybody to go to that would understand them or listen to them. It just breaks my heart that they feel that there's nothing at the end of that road there, and there is. And we just need to reach out and get them and work with them.
Well, we're so grateful for everything that you do. And for those of us who haven't served, how do we support veterans and how do we support organizations like yours to do all the important work that you do?
Oh, there's many ways you can support them. Usually around May, although they have opened it up through the years. You know, most people know the poppy drives. Veterans are out there selling poppies. And that goes into the sale of those going to a relief fund. It's not to be spent in a bar. It's not to be spent on a building. It's to be spent helping veterans and people in the community. The VFW is very community oriented as well. We work with them when when they have drives coming out to support them. A lot of people during Lent will have a fish drive, a fish fry, supporting them that way. Saying just a simple thank you is always welcome, especially with our older veterans. They feel forgotten, and they're not. They're just not. Kids are not taught patriotism as we were. I know I'm going to get feedback on that, but it is true in my mind. And when you see car washes, we do many times. Some people just plain out donate and say thank you. There's always way. Membership joining, people joining is always a helpful, keeping our organization strong so that we keep it going long when I'm gone, because I hate to say it, but the third grader, fourth grader, whatever, is going to be today that's sitting in a class is going to face a war. We need to be here to make sure they get taken care of for defending their country.
Yeah. So tell us about the Deborah Sampson Act.
The Deborah Sampson Act it's a VA, it's a 3-year pilot program. It's assistance for women to address sexual trauma, homelessness, to ensure there's a VA facility for them. I do when I go to legislative down on DC, I fight that. I'm for it, but they're just finally realizing our bodies are different and we deal with trauma different. In some cases, these women are coming back with fertility problems, sexual trauma, just having plain old women issue cares taken care of, and it's not happening. And so we're pushing for the Deborah Sampson Act to make sure it's there. We talk about the homelessness. Can anybody tell me a homeless shelter that takes children? No. So where do these women go with their kids? You know, I always say we know some people, when the mother's afraid to go near their child because their post-traumatic stress has come up, how do you think that person feels? And then there's no outlet, there's no daycare why this soldier, this veteran goes to get counseling. Well, now they have to worry about who's going to watch their kids. So we're trying to get where the facility has a daycare, the kids being taken care of while mom's in counseling. And it helps a lot. So they're not sitting in counseling going, oh my God, I got to get back to get the babysitter, and I can't afford any more time, or who's got my kid? So they're able to still be able to go through their counseling and know their child is safe in the building with them. And after that, they get to go pick their child up and go home. And let's hope most of them go home.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you, Commander, and thank you for your service, and thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.